Hey everyone, thanks for joining me on this Sunday night. Wanted to give you a quick weather update. It is about 9:44 here, so we'll spend a few minutes and update you on the forecast. I know the Bears game is going on, and that's going to be wrapping up here in about 8 minutes of game time or so. The score for that game looks like it's 27-14, and we got about 8 minutes 27 seconds left right now in the fourth quarter. So we're watching that, of course, off to the side. As we're jumping on here, we're going to talk about a few things weather-wise. We've got to talk about some midweek storms with a strong storm chance. And we're also watching the tropics and how that could mess with next weekend's forecast. We'll break it down a little more. If you want my full forecast details right now, I've got them updated in the WCIA 3 weather and news apps. You can also go to WCIA.com or flip on over to CBS. Once that game is done, you can watch my full forecast here at 10 o'clock. Let's talk more specifically, though, about some of this haze first off. Hazy weekend. Other than that, I think a lot of the weekend was pretty good weather-wise here in central Illinois. It looks like by tomorrow the haze is a lot less. That's from wildfire smoke out in the west coast. We've seen a lot of that smoke overhead, giving the sky that milky look. It was thicker today than it was on Saturday, but by tomorrow we think some of it mixes out here. Still a little bit out there. That might allow for a little more of a vibrant, colorful sunset instead of just muting it entirely here. And so we think we'll get a little more blue sky in there before all is said and done. So with a little less haze and a little more sunshine, Monday will be nice. Also, that smoke is 5,000 to 7,000 feet up, and it's staying up there, so we're not worried about air quality. We think the next impacts will come by Tuesday with a front coming our way. Looks like most of Tuesday is dry. By the afternoon, a few scattered showers and storms can't be ruled out. It seems like more of the rain and storms will come Tuesday sunset through Wednesday sunrise into the region, with the lingering showers and storms Wednesday during the day as they exit the region from north to south. I think most of us are dry Wednesday evening for good, but I can't rule out a few spot showers Thursday morning down by I-70. So it seems like, again, the main timing is Tuesday sunset to Wednesday sunrise for some of that rain across the region. I can't rule out a stronger storm at this point. We could see perhaps a little bit of stronger storms somewhere here. There's a level 1 risk for almost everywhere. It seems like mainly north of Interstate 70. That's for Tuesday. It'd be for Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night. Could be a couple of gusts of wind, maybe some hail. The hail threat may be a little higher if it comes at nighttime. We'll watch it. I'm not overly concerned at this point for a big severe weather event or any of that high impact severe weather like we had last Tuesday. But it is worth mentioning to at least check back for the forecast, because there'll be updates that come out. More than likely, we're just seeing some heavy rain out of that in spots. I think we could get some areas with over an inch. A little uncertainty exactly where that sets up, so I'll come back for the forecast. Let's talk about Nicholas in the Gulf here. This is a tropical storm now. We mentioned last night this was going to be the problem we'd have to watch for next weekend here. It's going to be a big problem this week, though, for the Gulf Coast as it moves off to the north. A slow mover here. The general pattern for Nicholas is it lifts north towards Texas. That's pretty given, but slowly moves in that direction. This storm will be more of a rainmaker than it will be a wind event. You think back to the storm that just hit Louisiana. That was a wind storm primarily, with lots of flooding also. This is just a rainstorm with flooding, the major concern for that. Questions are, once it moves inland, though, for Nicholas is, will it go more north, or will it stall out, or will it move more to the east? And we think that the northern path, which would bring us a higher rain chance next weekend, looks a little more unlikely. Not entirely ruling it out, but if that did happen, that north path would bring more moisture in our region, and that would allow for some rain chances to increase next weekend, probably Saturday, Sunday, if that were to happen. I think at this point, looking at some guidance throughout the day, it seems like it will stall out and the moisture will move more to the east, which would keep our rain chances lower into the weekend, but there's still some uncertainty. Tropical systems, usually 4 or 5 days out, is about as good as we can get with them. And then we have to look at the big pattern here. And I'm not overly sold either way at this point, but I'm leaning much more towards the eastern route and the stalled route here, which would bring us a drier, more summer-like weekend next week. This is the official path of the National Hurricane Center. They think it's going to stall out once it makes landfall here, and that's not out of the question because of the steering patterns aloft. They're really not there. It'll make landfall sometime Monday afternoon into Monday night as a strong tropical storm. And look at this. See all those icons? It slows down and stalls. Still Thursday afternoon. It's in East Texas. If that happens, someone's going to see feet of rain in Texas. It could be 2 feet plus in some areas localized. Very heavy rainmaker here. Some of the future track rainfall totals are bringing 1 to 2 feet along the coast, Galveston down towards Corpus Christi, even into the Houston metro. And if it moves a little north, then even Shreveport, perhaps Little Rock, would see some of that heavy rain, but between 4 and 8 inches or so would be expected. So we're going to watch this closely here. The question is, again, is that if it takes that more northward path next weekend, then the chance for rain will rise and rise pretty quickly, I think. But that's what we're going to have to watch, is what Nicholas does. Hard to say this far out what will happen. Usually we get a nice cold front, we can spot that from a million miles away, and that'll bring us a chance for rain and storms. These tropical systems, they're a headache and a half for us here in the Forecast Center. So that's what we'll be watching. But I'm optimistic at this point. It looks more like summer weather would win out if that stays to the south. That boundary coming through helps keep that moisture away from us. So that's what we want to let you know, is overall we think the weekend next week is dry, next Saturday and Sunday. And it would be warm also. Under that dry scenario, temperatures would be climbing back into the mid to upper 80s, and summer holding on here. But if we get the tropical moisture from Nicholas to look more to the north, once that gets past that Friday, Saturday, Sunday time period, again, this comes down and the chance of rain will go up. And some of that rain could be tropical in nature. So we're going to watch that here. Again, primarily, it's a given. It's coming to Texas. Could be a rainstorm down there, some pretty substantial flooding expected in southeast Texas. But the question then again is what Nicholas does. More north means more rain, cooler temperatures for us in the weekend. That's next Saturday, Sunday. If it goes more east or stalls out and rains itself out, way less rain for us. We'll have a dry weekend and keep things pretty warm and summer-like around here into the region. Wanted to just give you that update. My full forecast update will be up at 10 o'clock here. And that 10 o'clock update's on CBS. I know the Bears game is on. It looks like there's 4:24 left. So the game may finish before 10. And once you hit 10 o'clock, switch on over to CBS. We'd love to have you join us. If you're a little late, the game runs a little late, that's fine too. But we've got lots of those weather updates. I'll have that full forecast update for you at 10 o'clock. In addition, it's on the website. It's on our mobile apps. You can download those and keep updated with that. I'd encourage you to have that too, especially with that Tuesday severe threat. I spent a lot of time on Nicholas, but remember, we do have that risk for some strong storms primarily Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday night across the region. So just file that in the back of your mind. Enjoy Monday, enjoy Tuesday morning, but just check back to the forecast with Amelia in the mornings and Kevin at night, and of course Jack during the middle of the day. That's my update for you. It's 9:52. We're going to sign off here and get ready for the show that starts at about 10 o'clock or so. I don't think we're running late, so we'll see you then for the full forecast updates. And then have a great rest of your week. Take care, and we'll be watching out for Tuesday, Wednesday.